Yo, peace, ladies and gentlemen. It's your man Trip coming at you with another video. I'm out here, Ottawa, Illinois, waiting for the chicken load to get ready to go to Virginia so I can start heading to Florida. It is Saturday. How y'all doing? Man, oh man, it's been a day. I got the load delivered around 10 in the morning. I haven't called up to see if it's ready yet, but you know, I went to sleep for a little bit. I'm about to cook. Then I'll call them to see if it's ready to go. Let's see what I got for hours. I'm on the split sleeper right now. Work day left, 7 hours, 16 minutes. So hopefully that will be ready so I can get down there a little bit today and not have to crush the whole thing tomorrow and then finish up on Monday morning. I could just do some of it today, some of it tomorrow, be there for Monday morning, deadhead 200 something miles to North Carolina and go pick up the other load that will bring me to Tampa, Florida, so I can drop it off at the yard. Hirschbach does what they can to get you home for when they say they can, or when you request. When you request time off, you usually put like Monday and Tuesday of such and such date. You know, so you're like, what day do you want? Try to do it one day before. Choose 2 days. So like, if you have to be home by Tuesday, put Monday. Don't just put Tuesday, because they might have you deliver on Tuesday. So that's how it works here. Let me talk about the Russians real quick. I have a video ready to go about the Russians. I have friends that work for the Russians right now, and you know, the friends that I have, they all make money. They're not really having payment issues or anything like that. Some of them are a little sleep deprived, you know, but they choose to run that way. So if you go to the Russians, you have to understand that's what's going to happen, or that's what can happen, and that you will be put under a microscope if you do not decide to run how they want. So Russians are straight up. The Serbians, the Russians, the Uzbeks, all of them are straight up. They ask you, how many miles can you run a day? That's the question. I see a lot of people come onto YouTube and complain, you know, that they have too many miles. I don't know how they expect me to go to this shipper and that shipper and this receiver. You know, over the road sucks because you don't know where you're going. I see it all. You know, they want me to unload at 8 o'clock in the morning, get me a load at 2 in the afternoon, and then deliver it the next morning. I know, it sucks. You have to figure out how to work that if you're going to work within that system. You can't complain about it. They cheat the logs. Yeah, they cheat the logs. They cheat the logs. Yes, sir. They really do. You know? But the people have always cheated the logs. When I was in truck driving school at New England Tractor Trailer Training School in Somers, Connecticut, they told us. A lot of people carry like 3 log books, so when you get pulled in the weigh station and they want to do inspection, they say, let me see your funny papers. Because they already know it's going to be fucked up. You want to make the money or not? I don't knock the Russians when I talk about the Russians. When I say do not work for Serbian companies, I'm talking about, I literally say what it is. Do not work for Chicago companies. If you are, I say 25 BMI, but if you're 29 BMI to 39 BMI, you have to that's obese. You have to prioritize your sleep, or else you're gonna get real fucked up. If you are 40 BMI, morbidly obese and up, do not work for the Russians. Do not work for a Chicago company. You will die. I see Josh Longino out there putting in 5,000 hours. I guess he was recently diagnosed with diabetes. You don't think the lack of sleep is messing with his body even more, making it more insulin resistant? It is. I said I'm at Hirschbach so I can get in shape, so I can work on my health, or else I'll be getting the money. I make about $1,000 to $1,500 less here per week. No Russian company has ever not paid me. When I see these people saying, oh, I get paid, fucked up the wrong weeks and stuff, I had like one time with my own truck. I was working with some Romanians that let you book your own loads on the board. You had to get your own DAT and everything, right? They took 10% and we got like 90%, might have been 88%, I forget. One time, I got like a $4,000 check. I was like, wait, you guys owe me this much. And then they wired the money to me. I've had less problems getting paid by the Russians than Hirschbach. Now, I will say that I had one company try to pull on some fast-ass deductions on me. And then I pull out, that's why it's important to know how to read it. Read every single word of your contract when you go work for these Chicago companies, because then you can just take a picture, boom, boom, send it to them, and then they fix it. Because they are honest people. They stay true to the word. The only thing that's not honest about them is when you go to get your escrow back. They're going to find something wrong. They're not going to send you a receipt or proof that anything. That's just what it's going to be. But I never had a problem getting paid. Ever. And I worked for multiple companies. Reload, that was my favorite one. I would work for them right now. I would tell them I'm not doing no team loads, but I would work for them. They are a good company. The only thing is they had some pack car engines in some of their trucks, and those always had some type of issue. I left them to go do the super ego experiment. The lady from there is the one that called me saying that the old school Mafia from Serbia are the ones that are being sued in a class action lawsuit that had my name attached to it, and she was reading about it in a Serbian paper with my name. So don't think that people over there don't know who the fuck you are. They have their own list. You fuck around with the Chicago companies, they have their own secret websites. You think they work on Viber and Telegram and all these hidden apps and shit? You think they could change the logs because they're stupid? No. They have their own language, their own everything. You could be blacklisted. When you quit one Serbian company, another Serbian company will call you. If you return the truck and everything, oh yeah, they'll call you. Another one will. Because they're passing around drivers. And that recruiter that recruits you, you call up that number on Craigslist, you get a recruiter, that recruiter gets paid off of you. And guess what? That recruiter is only required to keep you there like 2-3 months. That recruiter, that same recruiter will call you to put you on another company after they get their money. It's like $1,200 over that time. This shit is deep. We're talking Serbian Mafia. Deep. You are a part of, when you watch Power, I know you watching Power, when those Serbs come, that's who you're dealing with in trucking. Just the business side of things. I'm not shitting you. Why you think they in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in New Jersey? They're not in Dubuque, Iowa. They're not in Cheyenne, Wyoming. No, they're in the major cities where the mafia is real and these organized crime is real. You're talking about that they changing the laws. That's a federal crime. You think they care? No, they don't care. That's just a little piece of what they do. They are bringing in billions of dollars altogether. Alex Mimich is the smartest one. Created Super Ego. They call him a CEO, but he running shit over there in Serbia. Don't get it twisted. He don't give a fuck about what's going on here unless you fucking with his money. So he'll hit me up. Hey man, I have to pay you $3,000 to take down your video. Nah, it started with 500. Nah, okay. Then he tried to get the fucking YouTube to take it down. Then he tried to have some Russian Serbian lawyer write me a letter in crayon and with spelling errors and shit. Nah, I didn't listen to that. I have freedom of speech. I didn't say nothing bad. I didn't say nothing that's not public information. He's a CEO. He's a graduate of a school. It's all right there in black and white. It's all, the pictures, everything is right there on Google. Ego Express, real company. You just gotta follow down the money, man. You can track on Safer what's going on. You can find out which ELDs are registered with the government. You can figure all this shit out. It's not difficult. I fuck with the Russians. They're good people. They're very direct. People think that they're being mean to you. They're talking to me with attitude. No, they're just being very straight up. They don't fucking play games. Like they're not like scared to say what's on their mind. Especially the women. Women ain't scared of you. Those motherfuckers over there are poor. They don't got time for the shit that goes on over here. They're gonna tell you, hey, we don't think you're doing enough miles. Well, you can't beat around the bush. I'm not doing that. Okay, they either accept it or they let you go. One of the two. You can come to a comic. How about you do 700 miles a day? Okay. Yes or no? Yes or no? Everything's a yes or a no. It's not. No, you a man. They men. Like what the fuck? Yeah, I would work with Reload. And now yes, not in Serbia. That's what I call it. I didn't. That was a company that called me down and said, "Hey, we're not making enough money." Motherfucker, I'm doing 4,000 miles a week. That's on your fucking dispatch. I said it just like that in their office. They got on the phone, started talking to one motherfucker. That, in their language, he tried to say, like, oh, he was refusing the load. You know, 'cause I drove all night. There's one time. I'm like, so one time caused you guys not to make no money? And they started talking back to him. Okay. I went back to the truck, started making money. All of a sudden, a couple days later, I have a new dispatcher. Never had a problem again. Never got called in for no money, no nothing, no. The truck started to fall apart. That's the first time I had spring leaf just crack. That shit went. Yeah. What's another Serbian company I work with? The old school one that the lady warned me about, saying that they were mafia, like old school mafia. They were old school mafia. She said she was sipping her tea and shit, reading a paper, and it had my name in it. She said that company was called Flyover States. They still there. They changed their name. They changed their name. They're still there. They still operating. They got sued. I don't know. I was in the class action, but I didn't know. I don't know what was going on. I was just put in it. I didn't report them or anything like that. So I had nothing to do with anything. That's why I think nothing happened to me, because I didn't call nobody. They're the ones that canceled my contract because I knew the broker, so I knew that they were stealing off the top. And they were the ones using names like Tony Stark and what other names? They were using Marvel character names. It was fucking insane. And nobody was like picking up on it. I was like, yo, wait a second. Tony Stark. Like I had one guy with the Romanians. They were really cool. One guy, Bob, like he was talking with heavy accent, Romanian accent. You know, my name's Bob. Your name's not fucking Bob. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I'm saying. You gotta like there was times where the dispatch teams are over there in Europe, right? Bro, there was times I'd be going through, I remember one particular time I was going through Missouri. That guy talked to me the whole time. We talked about Serbian rappers. The whole time. He was, I don't want to say what I was doing, but he was sending me on the phone videos and shit like that of rappers and different songs. Okay, like I'm saying, these are not bad people. The whole time, the whole trip, and I kept losing service. He kept calling me back. He kept calling me back because he was interested. He's bored too. He's over there. It's like the middle. If it's daytime here, it's fucking nighttime there. Fucking bored. Now I will say that the Serbians don't give a fuck if it's snowing. They don't care if it's a blizzard. One time I had the place I was delivering to shut down. It was like in Tennessee. The highway was shut down. They got mad like, why are you stopped? The highway shut down. You could go around. I was like, yo, they called me and told me that the place was shut down. I was like, you just called me and told me the receiver shut down. Oh yeah, okay. Have a good night. They don't fuck around, man. They just want to do what they're supposed to do to make the money, bro. And in return, you get the money. In reality, the sleep ain't too bad. You gotta just be straight up with people. You gotta figure out your routine. You get fucked up, you gotta be straight up. Yo, I need a couple hours sleep. But you damn sure need to be in some kind of shape or working out there. You cannot be fucking around in that truck. You are not an Indian. Indians, they weigh 110 pounds. They washing their feet in the sink. They are from the worst conditions on earth. Dead bodies on the side of the road, not eating, and you see them in the videos making food. They spitting in the food, snot in the food, mixing it up, taking the hot ass grease with their hand and doing this and that. You are not them, so you are not tough that you could just pile up 6 in this fucking truck and drive it forever. Okay, you are American. You're fucking lazy. That's what it is. So you have to build your way back up to that. Because like back in the day, the truck drivers just drove and did drugs and all these other things and kept going. They didn't complain. Motherfuckers didn't have no AC. They didn't have no cell phone. They had the 2 metal fans. They might have had one, but some of them had 2 metal fans right there blowing the air, right? And then they was fucked up. Imagine blowing out a tire there. You're not calling nobody. You're going to keep driving until you find a truck stop. And if it's real bad, you're going to change the fucking shit yourself. They don't do that shit no more. They had the fucking seat fucking crushing their balls while they drive. They didn't have no air ride. They fucking sat on top of the engine so it's blazing hot in that bitch. They get in that accident, the first thing that hits them is whatever's there. It hits them. Like literally them. So you gotta be ready to drive. You gotta like the super trucker, like that's what you gotta be if you're gonna fuck with the Russians. Can't be no bitch. Stop being a bitch. Get out there and get your money. Don't stay there long term. That's what I say. If you 29 BMI to 39 BMI, 90 days, 4 months tops. In and out. Get your money. Have a plan. If you want to get a truck, say, okay, I'm gonna make $2,300 take home a week. I'm gonna save half of that. I'm gonna do that for 10 weeks. Got 20 grand. And you have to be disciplined. You can't be going home and all this shit. You got to be disciplined. If you go home, you stay home for 2 days. No. Just keep rolling. Keep going. Not stop. Just like here at Hirschbach. You got to keep rolling. You want to make the money, you got to keep rolling. Here with the bonus, you can average about $1,700 to $1,800 a week with the bonus. If you don't fuck up, that's a safety bonus, and you have to get a certain amount of miles to get the extra 1,000, 1,400, whatever it may be. You have to hit those miles, so you have to be rolling. You can't be no bitch. You can't be no bitch nowhere. Here you make less money per week though. It's just I could make $1,000 more a week with the Russians. After I get into a certain amount of health, I might go do that so I can achieve my goals. I don't know. But I'm worried about my health, fixing my health first, so I'm fucking here. And maximizing what I can do here. Wherever you're at, you gotta maximize what you can do there. Once you tap out that, once that's no longer working for you and your plan, then you move on to the next thing. Chicago is not meant, Serbians are not meant to be there 4, 5, 10 years. Because you're going to end up with nothing. You go in there with a plan, you execute it, and then you're out. That's it. And whenever your fucking truck break down, you go work with the Serbians, get the money to fix your truck, because you're stupid, you're balling out of control, and get out. I mean, I think that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna go cook. Grind hard, hustle hard, know your work, know your potential, never settle. I'm out. Peace.